I can't tell you my first time actually. I would have been probably would have been taken by someone, a friend. It's something I'd heard about for a long time, but never known about, and uh, got would have got taken there. And it's pretty addictive. So the first time you go skipping and someone shows you how much there is, there's no way you can't come again. You know, you get your bag full of food, you bring a couple of flatmates and they get their bags full of food. All of a sudden, you're not spending any money on food ever. It's pretty addictive. And also, you never know what you're going to cook that week because you don't choose what you shop. The shop chooses for you.
I started skipping last year when I arrived in UK. First time I did it with a friend because she was living really close to a supermarket. So we just went, the two of us, and actually I was really surprised because there were a queue of people waiting to go into the bin. So
I'm hoping we get some good stuff. If we found loads of lemon meringue pie, what would you make of that?
Not too fond of lemon meringue pies.
I love lemon meringue pies. I absolutely love them.
What I
I'm
want
unreal.
to get a bit of mince, a bit of chicken,
Yeah.
a few vegetables as well.
There's a few kind of codes of conduct of skipping. Don't take too much for yourself. Don't make a mess. Those are probably the main ones. And make sure everyone gets a good fair share of what you've taken. It's a lottery, so you look in the bin and you see loads of bin bags, and you could think this could be loads of fish guts, and this could be loads of coffee grinds, and this could be loads of packaging, or this could be 10 packets of pasta, or this could be a week's worth of vegetables, or this could be a goo pot, you know, those chocolate goo, like G, U umlaut, goo puddings. Could be a whole load of those. So that's what I feel like when I open the bin.
In the bin across the road, it was probably around March time or something like that, March or April, and opened it up, and maybe, I don't know, like 10 of the big box of celebrations you get from Christmas were in there. Fine, perfectly fine, just been there since Christmas, and it was long enough after nobody else been buying them or even reduced, they just threw them all out.
we literally dive inside these bins, and like I can't even know how much food there were inside these bins, but it was a lot. We could have taken 2 full cars of food, maybe more, I don't even know, but we just took what we needed at the time. So
Probably the main thing I do is first smell it to see if it's bad. If it smells bad, don't eat it. If it smells questionable and it's something you cook, kind of make it. Then basically, if you taste it and it tastes bad, don't eat it. Yeah, really, that's really as far as I go with it.
You still want to check Marks and Spencer's?
What a Mark you want?
Yeah.
Is that everything?
even if the food is out of date, it's still eatable. In my background of nutrition, I learned that for some products, the outdate means that it's just the nutritional value which is affected, but not any bacterial problem. So
I've never been once ill from food from the bins, unless it was some rancid white bread with minging mayonnaise on it that just makes you ill anyway if it's in date. It's just not food that's worth eating in the first place.
I only learned that a few years ago when I was in...
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, on the radio doing countdown to the most, I think it was most well-known star filling thing. Yeah, actually, now that I think about all that kind of stuff.
why do I skip? I'm not supporting the food waste that is happening. that is creating from this supermarket. So I want to just say my non-approvement against that.
In terms of the waste that our society produces these days, it covers many issues. It's an economic issue, it's an environmental issue, and it's a moral issue. And I think that each thing on its own isn't an ignorable thing. Each thing together is a massive problem.
Yeah, it's okay. It stayed the first November, but it's never really stopped. Some yogurt, some Gourmet Live yogurt, it's cracked, that's why it's in the bin. Not out of. This stuff takes ages to go out, takes one thing, but they're really tasty.
Also, this is maybe silly, but this is really economic. Like, you don't have to pay anything anymore, your food, and you found so many things. It's also social, like, we kind of have a lot of fun when we do that with my friends, and then we can cook really delicious dinner.
I think this is really important for us to learn, and it's something I learned through skipping actually. I learned through skipping that one person's waste is another person's treasure.
Oh, we got way more sausages than that.
Plenty of sausage.
Sorry?
Plenty of sausage.
Yeah, it's more than enough, John. Yeah, but any glass of any
I've taken easily over hundreds of pounds of food, it's hundreds of pounds of meat once. I just got big rack of ribs and then loads of steaks and mincemeat and everything. And you can put an economic value on it, but when you're looking in the bin, it's just more food, so it's kind of hard.
Chops. Anybody had chops? Chops. Chops, mate. French fries. Frozen. Got holes in them.
The exact law to do with food being wasted is that once it's been put in the bin, it is still the property of the proprietor. So whoever owns the shop, owns the bin, owns the food that's in the bin until it's been picked up by a municipal waste.
I've never heard of anyone getting into serious trouble here or trouble at all because of it. I've heard stories of people, of police officers seeing them walking over them, asking them what they're doing, saying, oh, we're doing this, we're taking food out of the bins. Them just in like amazement, just leaving them at it, because like, you know, just see whatever, like, you know, no problem at all.
So I just opened one and I saw, I don't know, as far as I could see, just pies. Ginster's pies everywhere. Just and I didn't see what flavour or anything, but I was getting excited. And then the second I was just about to reach my hand in, then I got nabbed on the shoulder and turned around and said, make your way, mate. I didn't know what to do. He wasn't really accosting me or anything. He just said, make your way. But I was pretty angry because there's, 2 bins full of food right there. And he can see them and I can see them. And I don't know why I'm not allowed to take them in that instance, to be honest. So, I think I shouted something back at him like, people are starving. Something dramatic, just to see if I could have any effect on him. Yeah, part of the excitement is quite going out in the group, because you get to, you take quite a lot of food. So most people go on their bikes. It's quite hard to not go on your bike. And then you get, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on their bikes out at night when there's no traffic and it's all a bit dark and it's a bit cold because you're in Scotland, And so you're wearing your mask, not your mask, your scarves. You're wearing your scarves and your hats, and you're all covered up, and you're going with your rubber gloves and your keys, and you feel like a proper bandit. And you're going out with your friends, screaming "El Bandito!" I think there's always hope, and I think society is becoming more aware. My mum is becoming more aware. Her friends are becoming more aware of food waste. But it's going to take a huge amount of people to put lots of pressure on, and for people to start complaining that there isn't enough food in the bins to feed themselves. For now, I'm hopeful that certain supermarkets have food in their bins tonight, so I can eat.